Hey, it's Kutski back in the mix on Twitch with some hard beats. We're doing another retrospect. If you're a regular listener of the show, you'll hear that I did 2011, I think. Was it last week or the week before? I had a lot of feedback on that show. People enjoyed it. So I thought it'd be fun to just pick random years from my collection. And like I said last time, this isn't necessarily just what were the biggest hits of that year. I'm actually digging through the archives of music that I was playing throughout the year. So as well as the big anthems, a lot more of the underground forgotten hits as well to keep things interesting. So anyway, enough talk. Let's get straight into the music.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Keeping the rave alive.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang. He shot me down. Bang, bang. I hit the ground. Bang, bang. That awful sound. Bang, bang. My baby shot me
Looking back through the collection, I can see this was the era I started playing some trappy bootlegs in my sets. Like I was saying on the 2011 show, when I was playing a lot of dubstep then, and it's kind of, when I was playing it, nobody hated on it because nobody knew what it was then. It's kind of like this in the early days of trap. I was playing a lot of stuff and people thought it was cool. It was just like, you know, these surprise drops. But you know, when trap got really big in commercial, it starts to be kind of a backlash against it on the scene. But I would say music is just for having a bit of fun, make hay while the sun shines. when the music's still cool, it's fun to drop it. Almost like Psy stuff now. Shout out to everybody locked in the chat, all the regulars. Good to see these numbers getting boosted before I even post it on social media now. Big up, thanks for the support. tell you one thing that I have noticed about when I've been doing these little retrospective mixes that's interesting to see. The further back in time that you go, the lot longer tracks were. I like it when I'm doing the hard trance ones. Every record's like 8 minutes long. I get a chance to have a little talk. I can go and make myself a cup of tea, go to the toilet, come back, queue it up, get sorted, and I've still got 3 minutes left. We're in 2014 now. These tracks were just rapid fire. 3.5 minute tracks. Should be a fun couple of hours in the mix this evening. Myself, Kutski, in the mix on Twitch. Let's get some shouts out to the Twitch crew chat. Shout out to Jim. Oggy. Jim. Big up Jim. Also shout out to regular DJ Night Viper, Jim Bob 66666, Cuthy 94, Warlord for life, big up mate, appreciate the support as always. Shout out to Typewriter 5. I can see the numbers on the stream and I can see the people in the chat. If you're new, say hello, give me a wave, I'll shout you back. Shout out to Turtle Yertle. Let's get Mac in the mix. Bouncy Beats from 2014. Jim Bob in the chat asking how the pet spider in my computer monitor's gone. I just posted that up online before. That's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life. I'm sitting there just working on this week's radio show. I had the program that I use on the computer, Ableton Live, open, and then all of a sudden I noticed there's this little dot moving around on the screen, and I'm like, that can't be right. I was like, surely this has got to be like some kind of some joke bug in the software or something to kind of get people thinking. I've got the monitor that I've got. It's not the greatest monitor, to be honest. It's an old Apple Cinema display, so the resolution's not super high. If you look closely, you can see the pixels. And I'm looking at this, and it's like I'm thinking, well, it's way higher resolution than the monitor. And thinking it's like the most bizarre thing. I'm thinking it must be a spider on the screen. Trying to knock it off with my finger. No, it's clearly under the screen. But when you look at it, you kind of get that feeling of depth perception. It looks like it's like about 1 millimeter or 2 below the screen. It's like behind the image, but obviously in front of whatever's backlighting it. It's the most bizarre thing, like one of them tiny, tiny little money spiders. Could have been no bigger than 1 millimeter in size, something like that. And I kind of wanted to squish it because it was running around the screen doing me head in, but I thought it's going to go somewhere and either find its way out, the ideal solution, or it's just going to go somewhere in the back and die. It can't live inside a monitor, you'd hope. But I'm thinking if I squish it, that's going to be stuck inside the screen forever. So I did have a bit of a dilemma for a while. I thought I'll leave him be. Disappeared, and I thought, well, that's it, it's never going to come back. He came back about 3 times. If you want proof of that, it's on my Instagram. If you go and look at my Instagram now, Kutski, Kutski, you can see my new studio pet. Honestly, it was one of them moments that you have to have like a reality check with yourself, and it's like, what is going on there? You got to go watch the video. You'll see what I mean. Anyway, enough ranting, back in the mix. Prodigy versus Derb. This one in the background, quite a funny little edit that I made of Showtech, We Like to Party. I made this in a hotel room before I played the gig, and it was made on laptop speakers, and I was like, you know, sampling the kick drums, sampled the melody, sampled everything. So I'm thinking, well, if it sounds fine in all the original tracks, I don't even need to use headphones. I can just like reference this, bounce it out. It's going to sound fine in a club. And when the trap bit drops, I didn't realise, because I'm listening on laptop speakers, how low the sub was on it. And when it went off, when the bass dropped, you'll hear it in a minute in the club, blew all of the sounds, all the bottom end of the sound system. Don't know whether there wasn't any limiters or anything. So I played it a few gigs since and it was okay, but you can hear the bass drop on this now. That sound system did not like me that evening.
Fuck you gonna do?
Yeah, listening to it in the studio now. And I've got a sub underneath the decks as well. I think everybody on my street can hear this at the moment. Maybe a little bit heavy-handed there, Kutski. Damien Marley and Skrillex.
We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun then. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun then. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.
A couple of shout outs to the chat. Shout out to both. Shout out to JCXV. Shout out to Jackster.
Once there lived a boy in the Mid-Eastern world. He was praised as a god and had everything he could ever wish for. Peace, love, and ecstasy. Aladdin on E.
Yeah, just a heads up, seems like something on my mixer's just broken. That's sad, isn't it? I think it's the crossfader. Obviously giving it too much wear and tear over the years. Might be a software problem though. But rebooting the laptop might help. But now is not the time for that. Just heads up, if things do go south, I'll have to just stay here and tell jokes for the rest of the evening. Kutski's Tales on Twitch.
One, two, three.
Aladdin on E.
I'm gonna take you into the mysterious jungles in the cloud.
across the swamplands, up a river, into the rainforest, and right up into the mysterious jungles in the cloud.
This one in the background now from a good friend of mine. Goes by the name of Audio Freak, Into the Jungle. This one a banger out in the clubs in 2014. Our year of subject this evening.
Into the jungle.
bass drops. Bass drops. The whole block house.
One in the background, another one from Hard Driver. It was 2014, the year that he announced the Hard Driver project. Because Freak used to make Jump, didn't he, before, under the name Phoenix. I loved his Jump stuff as well. And there's a lot of Hard Driver stuff in the library in 2014. I was playing out in the clubs apparently, so yeah, I'm going to guess maybe this was the era of Hard Driver. Shout out to Army Andy in the chat. Shout out to Cyrus. Shout out to Jimmy Rowe. Looking forward to me closing the white stage at DEF CON. It's going to be good fun, that one, trust me. Shout out to Wee Maddo. Glasgow crew in the house. Bass drops. The whole block house. Bloody hell, the end of my stylus has just come off. Last couple of streams that I've done, I've been falling apart, dying of flu or hay fever or whatever it is. Tonight, studio's falling apart. Where'd you even get new styluses from in 2018? I'm wondering. Because that's fell off, it's actually cracked, it's not just fell off. Let's hope it can get us through the stream. See, everybody that says real DJs play vinyl, it was better when you played vinyl. If I can't carry on playing now, because the stylus is broken, we know we have problems. Next stream I'll be there with me CDJs in the background, set back up again going, fuck that vinyl. got some replacement head shells here, but no styluses on them. I must have some somewhere. I literally had loads, because when I was bothered about sound quality with it, I had loads, and once they started to burn down, I had to replace them and buy new ones, and I had a collection of old ones, which would be perfect now, so I'm just using time code, so it doesn't really matter if they're worn down a little bit. But I think I'll throw them all out. I think new styluses now cost, about 70 quid a needle.
Big bag.
If there's ever been a better time to plug for the Twitch Prime subscriptions, I think it's now. If you're on Amazon Prime, give me a subscription on Twitch Prime. It costs you nothing, and Amazon kick the money over here. You get one free Twitch Prime subscription a month if you're on Amazon Prime. So if you're on that and you want to fire it over my way and help me buy a new needle, that'd be great. Or if you just want to chip into the cause, appreciate that. I'm off to find another needle. Hold tight.
Out here in the dark, emptiness surrounds me, waiting for a spark to ignite. Craving for the heat. Anything but this place. I'm about to lose my mind. I can see 'cause it shows me how she knows me, and it thrills me to the bone. When she holds me, how she makes me sing home. I can see the I can see the I can see the
Shout out DJ Night Viper to the rescue with a tier 1 subscription. Also big up to Gamer Reese with a Twitch Prime subscription. Appreciate that, guys. Looks like I've got an expensive evening ahead of me of repairs if the mixer's knackered. Although I can't think how the mixer's knackered. It's been fine for ages, it hasn't been overused, it's fairly new. It's acting really weird, where it cuts out the decks randomly in the middle, but doesn't come out when they go out to the sides. I think we could have a software problem here, people. But obviously now's not the time for a reboot. But the needle, yeah, that's dead.
'cause it shows me how she knows me, and it thrills me to the bone. When she holds me, how she makes me feel at home. 'Cause it shows me how she knows me, and it thrills me to the bone. When she holds me, how she makes me feel at
This a little idiot sound boy at this. Well, you have everyone come around with this man. Combination style.
This one in the background is still an absolute monster. I still play this one out today. Another Audio Freak track. Reverse bass on this one. Possibly the biggest reverse bass of all time. Is it fair to say? Is that too much of a bold statement? I don't know. You let me know in the chat. It's Audio Freak with War Cry.
Combination style.
We could have saved tonight's stream. I found an old Autophone Concorde, and I think the stylus on the end of this might be compatible with the ones I'm running now. But this has to be replaced, because as you can see, my beautiful pink needles at the moment are all matching. And my OCD can't be dealing with a black needle on the end of a pink head shell. I'll show you quick for those watching the stream. Okay, it's time for the midstream stylus transplant surgery. In the background now, Pat B with Old School. We've got approximately 3 minutes to get this to happen, so I'm going to do it live on air so you can see. So it does actually look pretty funky. Yeah, I'll show you now, the transplanted one. I've no idea if it works yet, and I know my OCD doesn't like the fact that one's pink and one's black. Oh, and the other one has completely just fell apart now. And let me try and show you this. I thought this was going to be a boring stream. I didn't know the entire setup was just going to break mid-stream and we'd managed to keep battling through. Check this out, hang on.
Check this down.
Seems like the needle's okay still working, but it's just like the plastic must have perished. I've had it quite a few years now, so yeah, maybe like the sun heating the studio or something like that. Too much scratching. Right, let's try and get this working anyway. I need to play the next track. This one's running out. Hold on.
Check this down. Crowd go. Are you ready? Check this down. Are you ready? Just make the crowd go.
Right, we're now playing on our transplant patient. Fingers crossed out there, people.
I still dream of walking on. I wake up crying. You're making rain, and you're just in reach. When you in sleep escape me, you're like my yo-yo, like a load in the dark. What made it special, made it dangerous, so I bury it.
Seid ihr bereit?
Don't want to speak too early. I think we did it. Shout out to the real Scooter J for the tier 1 subscription as well. Appreciate that, man.
Feel the beat.
That donation's going to go straight into Autofon's bank account for more styluses later this evening. Yeah, I'm seeing all the needle jokes in the chat. I used to have a t-shirt actually. It was it had DJs don't share needles on the front of it. But I don't think most people got it, and they'd always look at me like I was a bit sus. And this was in the day where I used to do a lot of scratching and the needles in clubs were always terrible. So I used to have a box that I took my own needles around with me. And it looked like the best homemade heroin kit you've ever seen in your life. I got stopped at security getting into clubs so many times. Good times, or not so much now. Now I have to show me earplugs pouch that they always think I'm trying to smuggle pills into a club with. So if I was trying to take drugs into a club, I'd do more than buy a little leather pouch to keep them in. This one in the background now, Audio Tricks and Atmospheres, Raise Your Hand 2014 at its finest.
Hands if you don't give a
Shout out to Luke in the chat as well, giving me shit about my chair. Yeah, that's seen better days as well. You know what? It was fine until about, I'd say, 3 months ago, and then I started noticing the leather peeling on it a little bit. And in the last couple of months, the whole thing has just started really falling apart. That's another one that's on the shopping list. But I might be moving studios. Nothing's guaranteed, but I might be moving it in a little bit. And I don't have to lug another chair, so it's going to be easier if I move and buy a chair when I get in there. And I'm not so fussed about it. The only thing is it's like when I swivel with the arm, it catches, you can't see underneath my studio desks like there with all the studio set up. And it catches on the shelf where the keyboard is. And it's starting to peel now. And then when I'm resting my arm on the armrest, it's like I walk around, like, you know, kind of after I finished in the studio washing the dishes or whatever, and I'm like covered in black bits of leather, fake leather that's like, you know, kind of fell off and stuff. So basically, yeah, I need a new chair as well. Might as well just start a GoFundMe at this rate. Anyway, enough. Back to the music.
Keeping the rave alive.
disrespectful, calling women bitches. I don't mean no harm, but won't you and your friends is? Meet us in the cut and we'll give you the business. Got my witness that I only wanna kick it, and your girl just said they with it, so we rolling in the beaches. Won't you blow it up and stop the babysitting? Wild for the night.
Yeah, 2014. What a great year for music, has to be said. So many awesome hard beats. Got about 30 minutes left of the stream. Started a little bit earlier this evening, as in the studio later on tonight. Getting some stuff wrapped up, some cheeky edits ready for DEF CON this weekend. It's almost like the World Cup final of hard music. Shout to Sam asking if I can stop playing the bangers so we can go back to his business. No, that's not how this game works. This is like end of night DJing, you know, when you just keep slamming out anthems. Keep everybody there right till the end. That's what we're doing for the last 30 minutes of the show. The biggest, finest beats from 2014 with myself, Kutski, in the mix. Let's go in.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us, like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like this stuff, and I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week.
This one, a remix that I did for a good friend of mine in the house scene. He's really big in EDM at the moment, or I think Jack House or Future Jack or something like that he calls it. DOD, Dan. We were on the same agency when we both started out. Careers went in separate ways, so it was cool to kind of cross paths again when I did this remix of Bananas. Check it out. Yeah, and the mixer problem's still there.
And the record breaking, and it goes a little something like 1, 2, 3. And it goes.
This is going to be an ongoing joke because I can do a stream from any moment in time. And there's a Tricky Tricky remix that year. In 2014, it was the year of Tricky Tricky Dr. Rude's Bounce remix.
Motherfucker, go!
Into your eyes, I see the future.
Mind dimension.
In my
Yes, you know, I've got a soft spot for a bit of cheese now. Always have done. Definitely did in 2014. Shout out to Nullen in the chat. Happy to see me streaming here on Twitch. Yeah, it's our new thing. It's what we like to do a couple of nights a week. Mainly Tuesdays and Thursday nights between 7 and 9. A little bit earlier tonight because I need to get back in the studio, wrap some stuff up for DEF CON.
Techno, there's no limits.
Taking things out a little bit darker and rougher now as we go in for the raw sounds of 2014. I wasn't a fan of Raw this year, if I'm totally honest with you, but there was one track that stood out for me that I could play at the end of my sets, and it just had that pure screwface attitude, hard for the sake of being hard. A really cool hook on it. And it also helps, he's a good friend of mine as well. Big up JP, this is Outbreak with Bassface. Massive tune, still love this one today.
Stop what you're doing and show me your bass face. Show me your bass face.
And if we're truly representing the sounds of 2014, this was played at just about every festival, in every set, all times of the day of every festival that I visited in Holland, every arena. I remember I was playing really early at one festival, I forget which one it was one of the smaller ones. Got there about 12:30 in the afternoon and someone was playing this out on the main stage. I was like, Jesus, not messing around here, are you? If this is warm-up, I'd hate to hear what you're going to play at the end.
Eyes and count to 7. When you wake, you'll be in heaven.
I'm not ashamed to be a killer. I'm proud of it. It's not an addiction. It is a choice. And it is not something that you should have to hide in the closet.
eyes get you up to 7 and make you be in heaven.
Yeah, apologies if there's a few shifty mixes this evening. Something really not right about this mixer. Whenever I move any of the faders, the sound decides it's going to cut in or cut out. Suddenly really loud, suddenly really quiet. But it's held up for the duration of the stream, that's the important thing. Got about 5 minutes left, time for one last track after this one. Well, let's not write off this track just yet, because this was a big tune for me. In 2014, Anime, remixing Major Lazer. Just get free bootleg. I really love scratching the intro of this next track. Scratch it straight into the mix, old school hip hop DJ style. It's not working tonight, the crossfader's not working it. It's not having any of it. I'm jumping anyway, see what we can make it do. If it breaks now, it's no big loss, one more tune.
I just wanna dream.
There we go, we made it. They say a good workman never blames his tools, which explains why I'm blaming all my equipment tonight.
You know we aren't meant to exist in the outside world.
Thanks to everybody who got involved tonight in the Twitch chat. Remember, if you want to listen to the show afterwards, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it, just search Kutski Twitch Sessions. Playing catch up a little bit, a few shows behind, but I'll get them up over the next few days. Also on Mixcloud, mixcloud.com/Kutski.
Drop that beat.
Thanks to everyone who subscribed during the feed and gave me your free Twitch Prime subscription. If you're a member of Amazon Prime, that's a big help. Considering even if the mixer isn't broke, this stream probably cost me about 70 quid. But you guys are worth it. If you're new to Twitch, let me try and sell you a pitch on downloading the app. It costs you nothing. You sign up, you follow me, you won't get spammed on it. You'll just get notified every time I go live from the studio, so you can tune in, watch, join the chat, get involved in the community. It's worthwhile. Even if you're not into video games. If you're into video games, you're really going to love it. I'll be back on streaming on Thursday, hopefully, for like a pre-DEFCON party, because I'm leaving on Friday to go out there.
Drop that beat.
I'm going to stop the recording, so if you listen to this after the fact, I won't bore you at the end, but if you're watching live, I'm going to try and troubleshoot and fix this mixer quickly. So if you want to hang around and watch that, I may as well leave it streaming. We'll see if it is broken or not. I'm pretty sure this is a software problem, or maybe a hardware problem, but not broken. Something that can be fixed with a reset. So we'll have a little play around, see if there's any settings we can mess with that. Or if the mixer's going back to the shop for fixie-uppy. Cool, thanks for joining me on the stream anyway. I'll catch you soon. Back on Thursday, it's Kutski signing out to keep the rave alive.
Drop that beat. You know what?
You know what?